Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talkshow podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talkshow podcast with Emmy Hikins and Trevor Gear.
Human beings don't have, it's not common to a lot of us. I was watching the 1% show. I like watching the 1% show on ITV. And sometimes, before you could even think of understanding the question, the time is up. But then there are people there that would actually get it correctly. And I think, wow, these people are geniuses. And then some of them in the next stage would then fail the next one. But then eventually, maybe a set of 3 or 4 people do get to the final, manage to get to the final. And I sort of look at those people and I think they have something that I don't have. I might have something that they don't have, which is another uniqueness in itself, I think. So yeah, those, I think, is the thought process, the way that we digest and process information, the way in our speech. I think those are the things that would make us unique, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you totally about those things. And the voice, although I think it's true to say sometimes you might hear somebody talking, or you might see someone on television and you think, oh, is that so-and-so? Is that, you might think I recognise a voice, say on an advert or something, and it may or may not be. So I think people can sound alike. And let's face it, as you mentioned about people who can do very good impressions, I suppose the most popular one is President Trump. I mean, people seem to get him and his mannerisms visually off to perfection. I mean, it could be him talking if you're just listening on the radio or something like that. So people are very clever to match that. But yeah, as you say, certain things do make us unique. I think another thing actually that comes to mind that does make us unique is our gait. And that's not the garden gate, that's the GAIT gate. The way we actually walk, and you can see it, or run for that matter, you can see it on a football pitch if you know the players, as we do, of our teams and other teams. If you look at each one individually, you can tell it is that person just by the way they run or the way they walk. And I think in life it's true. If you observe people when you're out walking or sitting in your car at traffic lights, people all have a slightly different way of walking. I mean, it sounds quite trivial, but it's a bit like a fingerprint, isn't it? It's a unique thing about us. I mean, I'm intrigued about you say that probably be joking, but some friends say, "Oh, you're annoying," and then you say, "Yeah, I realise I'm annoying." But does that not annoy you if people actually do say, or your fiance says you're annoying, or is it all just very light-hearted banter?
Well, sometimes I do. Sometimes I do on purpose, just perhaps to live up to the expectation of my friends and my fiance. So it's like you might say something and you want me to agree with you, and you might think it's really blurring. It's undeniable, undoubtedly so. And I would go a different route with it. I'd be like, well, actually, no.
just to be different, just to sort of put an alternative view, perhaps.
Yeah, just to sort of put an alternative view to forward. And most times, I'm wrong, I must say. And I think that's where the annoying bit comes out. But I will make you see in a different way, and then I will go back to my thought process and think, well, actually, you're right, and I'm wrong. But maybe perhaps it comes a day later, 24 hours later, 48 hours later. By then, you've already assumed, you've already had that presumption that I'm annoying. So it kind of sticks. Yeah.
No, that's good. I mean, just something else. We all notice these things. If you're in a restaurant or McDonald's or somewhere, and you hear a child or maybe a supermarket, you hear a child saying to its mum or its dad, I want this, I want that, and they may or may not have a bit of a tantrum about it. What do you think it is why young children, and it may be to do with their upbringing, except that most of the young children, and probably we were exactly the same, from when we learned to speak, we do constantly say, I want this, I want that. We seem to have an inbuilt intuitive desire that we want things, we must have them, which as you get older, I guess, to have that I want syndrome within you will be viewed as a negative, a bit selfish, self-centered. So what do you think, why is it that children, but from babies, and they're learning all the time at an incredible speed into their brains, and they learn that the art of language, which we've said before, is the most incredible thing, that a little baby can pick up the signs of...
We're going to take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor Gear and Emmy Hikins. The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.